What are home prices going to do in 2022? There's a lot of headlines out there. We're going to help you cut through those and give you our take on the market. Nick, thanks for being here today.
Thank you for having me, Justin.
So we read a lot of headlines, one of which I recently read was price appreciation flattening, which if you read that, you might think that means prices are not going up anymore, but how much? Where is it flattening out? Where is the appreciation flattening?
Well, Justin, it's flattening out at 18%.
So that's up.
Yeah, it's still going up. It's still moving up. You know, if I would have told you today that prices are flattening and you just looked around, you'd probably think that's not true.
Yeah.
And it isn't.
Because it's appreciation that is flattening.
Yes.
Not the actual prices. The prices are going up. Tell us a little bit about what you're seeing in the actual market as far as like competition and how prices are moving literally every sale sometimes.
One of the big things that we're seeing is that for every 1,000 inhabitants of Atlanta, there's about 5 people that are moving here out of state. There's a lot of tech companies and there's a lot of other companies that have chosen Georgia as their main hub. We see Google, Microsoft, and a lot of other big names that have decided Atlanta is their new place to be. Also, they're coming from higher cost of living areas. That's the number one thing. If you can sell your house for $1 million in New York, which is probably a 2-bedroom apartment, you know, with a little bit of space, you can buy a beautiful house in Roswell, Alpharetta, Marietta, you name it. So a lot of these people come here and they're able to be very competitive in a market where they think, hey, this is a lot cheaper than what I'm used to. So they're a lot easier to push that envelope higher and higher.
I mean, just our properties, Decatur, Grant Park, Johns Creek, Swanee, Woodstock, Alpharetta, I mean, all where they've gone over 100,000 above asking price to get the house, which if you do the math on that, at 500,000, if it sells for 600, prices went up 20% in one sale. And especially if that's in a suburban neighborhood where the houses are pretty homogeneous, the value of all the houses jumped. And, you know, in an older neighborhood, it can be harder to value, say, hey, every house jumped up because the houses are so unique. But in a neighborhood where a lot of the houses are built by the same builder, it does drive like, hey, now the whole neighborhood just jumped $100,000 in one sale.
Oh yeah, we see that a lot. To give an example, we saw in a neighborhood in Roswell, we saw a home that went for 6. That went for 7. The neighbors obviously saw 7, said, hey, let's go sell. 7 became 775. And that is the new norm. So now you're $175,000 over in your comps compared to where you were 6 months ago. And this happens, like you said, a lot in neighborhoods where the homes are very comparable to each other.
So, I mean, we have seen prices go up. They are still moving up right now. If you had to make a prediction for the rest of the year, what do you think is going to happen to home prices in Atlanta throughout the rest of the year?
So I think home prices really depend on supply.
For sure.
One of the things that we've seen and that's been very successful for our clients is that we have people that look in areas that are not the 10 out of 10 schools. They're not the areas that everyone always wants to be. And certain areas have become more popular that in the past might have not been as popular. To give an example, we see a lot of people moving to Dallas, Georgia, which used to not be a very popular area, but now is because the prices there have not gone up astronomically. And it is still a very nice area to live in.
Well, guys, thanks for listening in on this conversation with us today. You can probably tell that Nick and I love to talk about this stuff. So if you want to continue the conversation with us, we'd be happy to do that. Nick, thanks for your insights today.
Thank you, Justin.